Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look into the new 4 tanks in the trade-in event, whenever you are giving your old vehicle and you are getting a new one, right? So keep this in mind. We have a new 4 tanks, and to be completely honest with you, all of those tanks are good. None of them are garbage, or none of them are not worth it. Plus, on top of that, we are going to leave in the first comment down below the video which we had 2 months ago, whenever I went through every and each tank, what do I think about it, and what is my attitude towards every and each vehicle, right? I think this is extremely important thing to say, and hopefully that will help quite a bit. So now, without further ado, let's start our journey with the first tank, and it is Object 703, which is, in my humble opinion, one of the better premium tanks out there. And in fact, I am kind of surprised that Wargaming allowed this vehicle for a trade-in event, because from what I know, many people want this tank and many people likes this vehicle. So let's go, let's try to make it work. And just to let you know, we will play with pretty much every and each tank one battle. The gameplay is going to be above average, right, at least for me, so I'm aiming to do like 3.5 with every and each vehicle out there. It might take multiple takes for me to record it, but I think it is important to show how those tanks can behave. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, fellas, so the very first tank, 703. Why this tank is so good? What is so awesome about this vehicle, you might ask? Well, the combination of the things is fine. The tank isn't that sluggish, the tank has quite great gun handling, you have double gun, so you can tap enemies for 800 in the face and whatnot, and once again, the platform is good, right? The armor is there, and just combination of the things is just right, in my humble opinion. The alpha damage 390, if you are going for doubles, obviously you can do 800 or 780, however you are going to look at this. If you need some gold, you have 270 millimeters of penetration. In other words, it looks very nice and it looks good. And in matchmaking like this, which I'm obviously lucky in this situation to get matchmaking against the tier 7s, we can pretty much slap enemies left, right and center without even thinking whatsoever over there. As an example, this gentleman, he thinks about getting involved, and oh boy, we are going to slap him. Now, all I need to do, I need to be greedy here. Skill, did I hear this properly? You said you want to be greedy with this tank. Yes, I want to be greedy. Why not? Since I am a top tier super heavy tank, all I need to do, I need to hold their lines over there, you know? All I need to do, I need to say hello, how are you doing, and just keep slapping them. And oh boy, I can promise you that it is going to be good. And as you can see, enemies are quite greedy ones. And you know what? That's exactly what I want to see, and this is how I want to play the game. Now, IS is down to 2 shotable, cover 3 down to 3 shotable, Yoch tank is down to 3 shotable if I'm lucky. So pretty much we are just enjoying our journey and we are having a pretty great time. I can tell you one thing. Whenever I'm going to fully reload, right, I am going to say hello for the gentleman playing over there. Unfortunately, the heat is not going through, but that is okay. A bit of the rusty start, not gonna lie, but, you know, I need to accept my responsibility for being a bit special, if I can say so, right? A bit of focus and we are going to make it work just fine. Also, this Yoch tank is doing a very good job. I definitely cannot blame him for being a silly goose in this situation, right? He's going with the hits. That is a proper play from his side. Well, I'm kind of doing the same thing, right? So I definitely cannot complain about all of this. And now we are just eliminating the guns from the game. That is the first gun eliminated. Beautiful. Next thing is going to be this beautiful, magnificent mother trucker who is sitting over there. Not ideal angle, but I believe we can hit him. Great, and now we are playing the game. Now we are gaming. So, once again, in this situation, it's not even a challenge to play this battle. All we are doing here is we are smiling and we are slapping enemies left, right, and center. And this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly how I want to play this game. And you know, the IS purely stock 160 alpha damage. I mean, unfortunate for him. Just a poor gentleman, honestly. Nothing else to say about this, just unfortunate case scenario for him. And by the way, I did not really needed that much of the gold, but I thought, yeah, let's just go for it. Why the heck not? Now, we need to get rid of the sniper schnitzels from the enemy side. Now the question is, how do we want to approach them? Because going straight can be very, very, very complicated for us. But you know what? I'm feeling brave. Meanwhile, we are going for a double and boom. Unfortunately, I missed both of the shots, and this situation probably hits would be significantly better, but hey, we are not complaining, we are accepting this, and we are fine. Meanwhile, I will take my time to aim. I was thinking about aiming to the shoulder of the Dede Fede, but unfortunately did not work that well. Also, I must admit the gun doesn't treat me very well in this situation, and I can promise you that this gun is significantly better than you are seeing in this game. I feel like I am missing plenty of the shots, and that is far away from being ideal, and that's far away from being nice, right? It's okay. We should be able to get another double penetrator towards the Mr. Astron Rex, and we are going to be completely fine. Then our game is going to be complete. Definitely not ideal, but hey. For a very first battle of the day, I am accepting this, and I believe games with other tanks are going to be better. Well, fingers crossed, fellas. Skill your hair looks amazing. Listen, I need to go to the hairdresser or for a haircut or however you would call this. I know, I'm aware of that. Please don't yell at skill. Meanwhile, how are you doing this fine day? Misaimed. Yeah, as you can see, I am far away from aiming ideally, so I cannot blame the tank for being a silly goose myself, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Meanwhile, Astron Rex got slaughtered. It's okay, fellas. I'm not going to cry about 3.8 thousand damage and 400 assisting damage. Let's see the score. And we are back, fellas. With a 3.8 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage. We are first by experience, we are first by the damage. I mean, it was kind of walking in the park, you know? Only one guy who actually caused us problems is this Yoh tier 8. He did everything properly and he aimed well and he slapped us most of the time. Other than that, it wasn't even a challenge, right? In the same time, we made 101,000 profits, even though I fired quite a bit of the gold ammunition, and in the same time, obviously 40,000 of the profits comes from the mission. Still, nevertheless, a great tank. I would highly recommend this vehicle, and I think it is a solid banana of the tank, and I truly mean it. Let's go for a tank number 2. Okay, fellas, second tank on the list, 122 TM. Now, 122 TM is very, very interesting vehicle. Why is it so interesting? Because it's bad and it's good in the same time. Let's start from the bad things of 122 TM. The speed isn't ideal for a medium tank, right? But obviously you have armor, so that kind of makes sense. And DPM. DPM is something awful. To reload with a tank for 13.8 seconds or whatever reload time it is of this vehicle is kind of disgusting, okay? I'm just going to say that straight. The DPM of this tank is sad, but what you are getting for having a bad DPM, right? You have extremely accurate gun. So, you know, you are paying the price for it. Is it your type of vehicle? I cannot answer to your question because I know at first I hated this vehicle with a passion. I felt like a devil by seeing the bloody silver cross, and I was like, you know, when I was seeing this vehicle and when I was playing with this tank. But after some time, I got used for this. And for me, this tank is completely fine. I do not feel like it is the worst tank in the world of tanks. Pay attention at the accuracy of this vehicle. We are able to hit shots without bigger problems whatsoever, and we are able to slap enemies left, right, and center. This is the most important thing to highlight of this tank. Plus, on top of that, let's get real. Let's say for a newer player, you kind of want to have a bit of the armor, so you are not going to get penetrated all the time, right? And this vehicle is offering this, especially whenever you are playing hold down. In order to penetrate this mother trucker, you need to be hit in those cupolas, right? And if you are having a bigger distance between you and enemies, let's get real, it's not going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy to slap this tank, right? So this is why I think this tank is quite okay and everything is fine, even though it's not ideal. Does it make sense? I believe it does. Okay. In this game and in this situation, all we are trying to do, we are trying to punish enemies whenever they are doing something silly. So what do we have here? We have the guard sitting somewhere over there. We have 1:30 p.m. sitting somewhere over there, which is very, very good for us, and we are just enjoying our journey, and we are having a great time. All I want to see enemies making a silly goose mistakes. That's all I am looking for. And as you can see, even the pixel shots doesn't seem that complicated to hit with this tank. And this is the highlight, fellas. Now, I got a lot of questions yesterday in the stream. Hey, Skill, I want to take 122 TM. And you know what? From the other hand, I heard people saying, listen, Skill, I have 122 TM. It is a pile of caco. I cannot stand this vehicle. The DPM is making me... So maybe... I should get instead 122 double penetrator, you know, or however it's called. So yeah, this is important thing to highlight, fellas. So in the end of the day, it definitely depends on your taste and what do you want from your vehicle. And I just want to say that straight, right? Okay. At the moment, we need to figure out how we can get involved into this game, because enemy team has no team. And that is a bit of the problem for us. Skill, why are you saying it is a problem? Well, the thing is, I want to show you a decent performance with the tank, right? And sometimes you need to go for unpopular choices, and sometimes you just need to be more aggressive in order to have a great performance, right? This is what we are going to do. Let's try to make pressure like this. I know about the guy sitting here. Don't you worry about that. It is all right. And now our guys are joining the lemming train. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 2 seconds, 1 second. He's going straight to the garage. That's all right. So this is pretty much the game of this tank, right? I do not feel like it is a horrible performance for what this tank is capable of doing, and I believe we are going to get 3 more shots, so we are going to push it to 3000 damage and whatnot. But once again, you know, before taking this tank, please ask yourself, is this what you want from the tank, you know? Because not everyone can make this low DPM work, and yeah, once again, it's accurate, you know? So this is the price which you are paying for it. Meanwhile, what I would love to see, I would love to see some sniper schnitzels here. And you know what? Looks like enemies are running away for their life. Very, very, very interesting stuff. Where are they hiding? This is the question, fellas. Where are they hiding? I mean, I would guess that we have a sniper schnitzel sitting here. Oh yeah, absolutely, we do. Excellent. This is exactly what I want to see. Actually, make it 2. We have 2 sniper schnitzels. Pay attention how the gun is, how the armor is treating this tank, right? The armor is very, very, very nice, and everything is completely all right with it, truly. And this is saving a newer players for sure quite often, right? Even tanks like STG while spamming the full gold or Jet Panther can bounce you once in a while, so that is very, very nice. Okay. I do not really think we are going to get the last gun, but other than that, it is alright. I have a feeling that I have 1 blind shot for guard, I would guess. right? So this score is even better. And once again, DPM is kaku, but yet still we managed to get a great game, right? Let's see what is the score. Visibly, we had 3.2 thousand damage, right? Let's see, do we have any blind shots? Yes, sir, we do. So we have 3.6 thousand damage and 1.2 thousand assisting damage. Definitely not the game I'm going to cry about or complain about. Great performance overall. We are first by experience, we are first by the damage, and we got 154,000 profits, which is very much appreciated, and that is absolutely glorious. This is a second tank. Is it for you? Well, you tell me. Let's go for a tank number 3. Okay, fellas, the third tank in row, GSOR 1008. And this is an interesting vehicle, to be fair with you. This is not the first game I'm playing with this tank on this recording night, and I like this tank overall, but this is a difficult tank to be consistent with. Nowadays, games are extremely quick. You know, sometimes the madness is happening in the game. 3 minutes, game over, right? We need to keep this in mind. And this vehicle is tier 8 British tank destroyer, which should be played, at least in my humble opinion, as a medium tank. At least this is how I play with this tank. And pretty much you are the hunter. You are hunting enemies making a silly goose mistakes. You are clipping the living crap out of them. Then you are chilling and waiting until you are going to reload. 40 seconds to reload in the current world of tanks. Yeah, that's quite a rough one. Overall, you have 320 alpha damage, so you can do pretty much 1.3 thousand alpha damage from the magazine if you are connecting every shot, and penetration isn't that great, but you can load the gold, although the APCR penetration of this tank is quite weird, because over distance you are losing a lot of penetration, and that is quite sad thing, right? I mean, it's normal, but this tank is losing extremely humongous amount of the penetration over the distance, so that is important thing to highlight. Other than that, if you are a sucker for autoloaders, it just happened to be that autoloaders are your tanks and that's what you love, I believe you are going to enjoy this tank. If autoloaders are not your gems, you know, if autoloader is not what you live for and what you are dreaming about, then probably skip this tank. And I'm just saying that straight in the face, and it can be just simply difficult tank to play with and to make it work, right? Okay, how to play this game and how to be successful? This is the question. The next magazine is going to be gold shells, because I think this tank should be played with a gold to maximize the penetrations, because every and each penetration is extremely important whenever you are playing with autoloaders, especially whenever you play with autoloaders, you know? So I believe this is important thing to highlight. Meanwhile, what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to build a nice angle so we can slap the living crap out of this poor Jack Tiger. And Jack Tiger is going back to the garage, although I lost more than half of my hit points instantly. That is unfortunate. What I can do about this, absolutely nothing. I went to the full tunnel vision and I got cut in a half, right? Also, amount of the hit points is kind of low. Only 1.2 thousand HP. Yeah, it's not very good. You know, IS-3 can 3-shot you. That is a bit of the issue, and that is a bit of the problem. But we are going to be all right, right? What to do? What is the best decision which we could make that we are going to fix this score? This is the question. What is the best decision that we could make here? Very difficult play with this tank. I played maybe like 3 games, and most of the time it happened to be that the games are extremely quick, or I'm just simply getting over rushed, you know? This is what I noticed, the pattern of this session. And my average score is like 2000 damage, which isn't great, you know? But sometimes I can tell you from experience that some days are just simply not meant to be with one or another tank. As an example, Today, the games with GSOR isn't going that well for me, right? Tomorrow, I might slaughter all enemy forces like there is no tomorrow and enemies will scream. You know? This is what I'm highlighting and this is what I'm saying. The day is not equal for a day. Okay. How we should get more use of all of this? This is the question. I would love to punish this trash 103. Beautiful. Very nice. Excellent. I mean, how not to love this tank in this situation? How not to love this tank? You know, Trash 103 made a mistake. We slapped the living crap out of him, and all we can hear from his side is kill, 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 kill. You know, he's screaming. He cannot do absolutely anything about this. And that is great. This is what I want to do whenever I am playing with GSOR. Unfortunately, not every game is like this, right? And keep this in mind, APCRs are definitely the way to play with this tank, and I definitely feel significantly more competitive skill. What are you saying? You are saying that spamming gold makes you feel a bit better? I know, right? Horrible. Absolutely disgusting, I would say. Definitely disgusting. Okay, Mr. Samuam, how are you doing this fine day? I would love to find a good angle to slap this guy. I truly would. I think he isn't paying attention at us at the moment. Oh no, he is. And unfortunately I missed the shot. Meanwhile, no, Bisonte! Ay, 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 ay! Oi, 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 that was way too close than I ever wanted it to be, honestly. That was extremely close. Meanwhile, we are taking our time to go on the reload, like we would have any other choice, right? And we will try to punish this IS-22. Maybe to finish this Mr. Samoa, which probably would be the smartest thing to do the things. And deal with the Mr. Scorpion G. 4 seconds left. I don't think the Samoa is looking at us. And now we can simply send him back to the garage. Beautiful. Very, very nice. We did everything so far good. Now, Mr. Scorpion. Mr. Scorpion is running for us like crazy mother trucker. I was expecting him to come close here. And now we need to figure out what will happen next. I have only one in the mag, which isn't ideal, that's for sure. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the reload. That's what I'm doing. What do we have? We have Hori, who has the most hit points and he never ever been spotted. Bisonte is kind of down to fartable. Yeah. Okay. Let's sit here until we are going to reload, okay? I am just chilling, I'm just enjoying myself, and I'm having a blast at the moment. This is how I want to play the game. What is the step number 17? What is the next step, fellas? What is the next step? Let me think. I'm truly focusing on this tank because, once again, I had quite a hard session playing with it. The next step is going to be to take this position here. Hopefully, we will be able to slap the living crap out of this IS-22. Am I going to be able to do that? Well, soon we will figure this out. I'm checking this position out. Am I getting spotted? No, I am not getting spotted. Okay, very, very nice. That is very good. Thank you very much for information. How about the other double penetrator? Okay, Hori is sitting over there. Let's pay attention what is happening around us. Huh. Bisonte. Not a big surprise. Not a big surprise. He was in the past in the beach, and now he completely relocated. Once again, it definitely makes sense. Meanwhile, Arta missed his shot. That's good. And the question is, what I would gain from crafting a bit different angle here? This is the question. What I would gain from all of this? Huh. Very, very, very difficult game. Don't mind me, I do not hate difficult games, you know? To focus and to try to do our best, it's not a bad thing by any shape or any form. Meanwhile, he's going for us, and he obviously eliminated us from the game. That's fair enough, that's a fair trade. My life to his life. Can't complain about that. Very, very, very difficult tank to play with. I do not really think this tank is horrible. I don't think this tank is pain in the ass, and in fact, I would say this tank is quite fun tank to play with, but to make it work, this is quite a journey. Okay, we are back. Unfortunately, with a draw, not much what we can change about this, but we need to accept this. Draw, 3,700 damage, 200 assisting damage. I am feeling pretty well with this result, although, you know, enemy team managed to secure the draw. And, you know, if you can, let's say, if there is a defeat or a draw, whenever there is Arta only left, you know, Arta should play for a draw, honestly. It's like, good luck. Meanwhile, 14,000 profits. Definitely not ideal session with this tank, but all in all, I do not really think it is a horrible vehicle. It's just not my day to play with this tank. Anyways, let's go with the last one, Bisonte. And last but not least, we have Almighty Bisonte. And now, there is very important thing to highlight about this tank. This tank is good platform-wise. Platform-wise, this vehicle is solid banana out of 10, and I cannot say a single bad word about it. What is bad about this tank? Gun handling is dreadful, truly, it's disgusting, and the DPM. That being said, whenever you are in the situation like this, whenever your aggression is very moderate, because you are bottom tier, you need to keep your distance, because 260 would eat you alive. This is where the problems comes from the tanks like this, at least in my humble opinion, right? In other words, I do not really think it is ideal tank by any shape or any form. And obviously we will try to do our best in order to make it work, right? Fingers crossed, I believe we are going to be alright. But what I'm saying, I am saying that it's not my tank. Even though there is plenty of people who loves it, even though there is plenty of people who are saying, oh my bananas, Bisonte is the best tank in the world of tanks, for me it's too frustrating to play with a vehicle. If I simply cannot trust the tank, right? If I feel like the gun is making my hair go gray, you know, that is definitely a problem, and this is definitely a complicated situation, right? And this is definitely how I feel about this tank. And in this situation, this is very, very, very hard game for us. I am a bottom tier mother trucker. I'm trying to run for my life as much as I physically and possibly can. And this is just hard, fellas. We are playing against the tier 10s, right? So even though I lost most of my hit points, doesn't really change anything. We will try to do our best nevertheless, right? That's what we are going to do. Is it hard? Definitely yes. Is it complicated? Extremely. I want to get rid of this fence over there, or I supposed to say of this tent, so we are going to have a bit better shots. And now we can start punishing tanks like this CS63. Beautiful punishment from our side. Very, very nice. Obviously, I could have escaped from this position a bit earlier on, but I was tiny touch more greedy than I should have been. And that's okay, you know, greediness sometimes happens, and there is nothing what we can change about this. Now, at the moment, I'm just having a safe defense parameter, and I'm just sitting somewhere in the back and hoping that enemies are not going to spot me, and I will be able to punish them. That's all I am doing. So far, at the start, I mean, I lost most of my HP. That's the worst part of all of this, but overall our score is, let's say, 2,700, and there is still plenty of the use for us to get. There is still plenty of the things to do in this game. So let's be patient. And fellas, let me know in the comment section down below, do you like those type of videos? Because let's say maybe if there is, I do not know, 7 tanks for sale or something, maybe I could do something like this, right? Just playing those 7 tanks, not separating the videos, but just simply playing those 7 tanks in one video, because I know that people are super excited about the trading event, and you know, in certain from the certain point it is very, very nice, because you can get rid of the tanks which you hate or you do not like, you know, or you haven't played in years. As an example, many people are getting rid of their T-34s and whatnot, right? Let me know in the comment section down below. By the way, once again, not a big surprise, the gun, I'm telling you fellas, whenever I am saying the gun is horrible, that means the gun is horrible. And I even have the full setup to boost the gun handling of this vehicle. What do I mean by saying this? Well, let's say like that. I am using the ventilation, I'm using stabilizer, and I'm using improved aiming unit just to make this gun tiny touch better, right? This is what I'm doing, and whenever I'm going on the full gun handling mode for a tank, yeah, that means the gun handling is definitely far away from being ideal. That's a fact, and that's for sure. Anyways, I would love to see this Skoda. The question is, do I want to go super aggressively for him or not really? I do not want to comment on this. I will politely smile, okay? And all of us are going to enjoy our journey. I am going to smile. Yes, fellas, this is the Bisonte which I know, and this is the Bisonte I am extremely familiar with, you know? That's what I can tell you. I have an idea. I'm not sure is it going to be the best idea in the world of tanks, but I am going to go for it. So first things first, we are going to eliminate this T-30. This T-30 needs to die. After that, we can go for the Mr. Udes. Okay, excellent. Udes should not be... Never mind. Skill, what you were about to say? Well, I was about to say that Udes should not be able to one-shot me. That's what I was about to say, but you know, we are living and we are learning. What can I say? Plans changed. I definitely cannot be as aggressive as I initially thought I could be. And I'm dead. That is okay. I am fine with this game with Bisonte. We have quite a bit of the damage dealt. We got quite a bit of assisting damage. We played for 4,000 combined. Considering I'm bottom tier mother trucker, that's okay. Let's see the score. Yeah, this is the most frustrating tank out of all to play with, to be completely honest with you. For some reason, I just can't stand this tank. Okay, let's see the score. And we are back, fellas. 2,400 damage, 1,600 assisting damage, 4,000 combined. Yeah, it was quite a journey. We are first by experience, we are fourth by the damage, and we made 64,000 profits. Those are the all tanks in action. Personally, for me, fellas, I love Object 703 the most out of those tanks. After that, in my ratings would be GSOR, after that 122TM, and after that Bisonte. But that's only my ratings, and this is how I prefer the things. Some people will say Bisonte is the best tank in the game, and it is completely fine. You know, everything is depending on preferentials. Anyways, fellas, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your unusual daily dose of skill, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.